Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we're making this beautiful orange and yogurt mousse cake. Stick around and check out how I make it. By the way, a little thing for our channel. Subscribe, follow and like, and tell a friend. Keep the bell on for our notifications. And remember, Wednesday is cooking and Saturday is baking. Okay, so the ingredients you need are eggs, almond meal, sugar. I've got icing sugar and caster sugar, some baking powder, and you need 2 oranges. Okay, now first let's separate the eggs. We put the egg white in a mixing bowl because we're going to whip them up. And then we put the egg yolk into our other bowl. Make sure you always use room temperature eggs. Don't use the eggs straight out of the fridge because they don't whip up as well. Now what you do is we add our sugar to the egg whites. We put it into our machine and that's ready to go. In the meantime, we've got here our 2 oranges. Those oranges I have blanched twice. That means I put them in cold water, brought them to the boil. Discarded the hot water, put fresh cold water on. I did that twice, and then the last time I cooked them for half an hour. Yeah? If your oranges are larger, you might need half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, or even an hour. They have to be soft. Then you cool them down in cold water, as I did here. So now what you like to do is make sure the ends are off. Yeah? So there's no ends in it. Then you cut them in half. Cut them in 1/4, cut them in 8, and then you cut the white out. You don't want the white flesh from the oranges from the middle inside the cake. Also make sure there is no pips in it. Then we put all of them into our food processor. And as always, measurements are in the descriptions. Then we're adding our icing sugar. You could use caster sugar or anything. Just I use the icing sugar because it dissolves quicker. We're adding our egg yolks. And then we let it run for a minute. Before we let it run, we also put the other machine down and we turn both on at the same time. Okay, so now the oranges are all pureed. Now we're adding our almond meal and we're adding a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. Now the egg whites are nicely whipped but not over whipped. So you want them always to be shiny. Keep them still shiny and make sure the egg whites don't break up. When they're starting breaking up, then you have over whipped them and you're not getting a good result after that. So what we do now, we just mix the 2 things together. We use a whisk. We're adding 1/3 of our almond mix and we're just folding it in, and then we're adding the rest. It's a very nice, very airy mix. In the meantime, I've turned the oven on, or 150 degrees, fan forced. It smells very fresh, very orangey. Beautiful. Now we're folding this in from the middle to the edge, and you turn. Every time you do this, you turn your bowl. Okay, so now I've got a greased 9-inch tin. Put parchment paper or greaseproof paper, as we call it, in there, and we just put the cake mix in. Beautiful. And now it goes in the oven about 45 minutes until the toothpick comes out clean. Okay, so the orange cake is ready. Let's take it out. Yep, very nice. So now we let it cool down and then we make the topping. And now it's time to do our yogurt filling for the orange cake. So we've got our orange cake from yesterday. I just trimmed the tops off, made it all level, took some paper, opened it up, put the paper in, closed it. We need yogurt, we need sugar. I use icing sugar. We also need cream, we need some gelatine and some lemon, the zest and the juice. So let's start. So what we're going to do is we put our cream on and take a whisk. We take our yogurt and we add half the sugar and we add half the sugar into the cream. Then we take a whisk and we make the yogurt nice and smooth. Then we take our microplane. I want the zest of a lemon and the juice of a lemon. So, okay, so that'll do. Okay, now we cut it in half. Take our gadget and squeeze the juice. Then we're mixing up the lemon into the yogurt and then we take our gelatine. I use 3 teaspoons of gelatine. We're adding some cold water, just a little bit of cold water, and we're adding a tiny bit of rum. As you probably know by now, Austrians love rum in their desserts. And this goes anywhere between 5 and 10 seconds in the microwave, depends how strong your microwave is. Just give it a good stir, so make sure everything is dissolved, you don't have any lumps down the bottom. Okay, so now this will go into the yogurt. But in the meantime, we turn our cream on. While we wait, by the way, that's my old book. That's a recipe from my mom. Her beautiful yogurt Sahne Kuchen. Now we use our rum. Put your finger on it, and we just dribble a little bit. Not much, just a little bit on top of the sponge. Okay, so our cream is well whipped. You don't want to over whip it, otherwise you're turning it into butter. We add our gelatine. When you add the gelatine, add it in one go. And then just mix it in as quick as you can. If you add it too slowly, you will get strings. You don't want to get strings through your yogurt or chocolate or whatever you're using. Now we're adding our cream. It's very simple, but it's very nice. And on top of it, full of protein. Yogurt is very good for you. Oops. Okay, let's try it first. Yum. Okay, so now we take this and we just pour it all on. And this is just the perfect measurement. It's going to be about equal amount of yogurt and sponge. And if you knock it down, you will get a nice flat top. So this now, we're going to put in the fridge, let it cool down, and we make ourselves a little orange topping. Okay, now we make ourselves a little jelly on top. So basically we're using the juice of 2 oranges, a bit more than a cup of orange juice. Then we're adding about 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're adding a half a shot, not even a half a shot, a third of a shot of Grand Marnier or Cointreau if you've got. And we bring this to the boil. We only need to bring it to the boil because then we're adding a half a teaspoon of gelatine. Just got the gelatine here with some cold water. We're gonna heat it up again and we add it all together. All right, okay, so the orange juice is boiling with the sugar. Now let's heat up the gelatine. Again, same, 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, so we take this off. As you can see, orange juice, beautifully hot. And we add the gelatine into it, all of it. Just give it a stir and just we let it sit. As you can see, the cake has nicely set, and now the orange is cooled down. Now we're putting it all together, and then it goes back into the fridge. I always like to use a spoon. This is cold enough. Now I always like to use a spoon so you don't let it run straight onto the cake. So you can use the back of the spoon if you like. I just put my spoon low and let the juice run off the spoon onto the cake. And then you won't get a huge hole where you tip the juice into the yogurt mix. And now we put it back in the fridge. The cake has set well. Now let's take it out and see what it's like. Just separate where we stapled it together and then gently remove it. There you go, very nice. Now we take our palette knife and we're lifting it onto our cake tray. Now always have a warm knife. Just cut a small piece. Well, a small piece for me anyway. Look at that. How perfect does that look? Same amount as mousse as bottom as the Flourless orange cake. Now let's try. Have a nice cup of coffee with it and let's try. The yogurt mousse makes the cake so much lighter. It's just delicious. Have a go. Have a go. Try it. Not very hard to make, bit time consuming, but well worthwhile. I'll see you next time at Gunther's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.